Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Negotiator Conference and Expo. Thanks for getting here so early-ish. We've got a packed agenda for you today. Lots of really interesting people to talk to, people who are experts in the field, and I think you're going to learn a lot. One of the highlights of the day is our presenter for the day, and you will all know her from TV, and I'd like to welcome on stage to moderate, to facilitate, and to interview all our guests today, Naga Munchetty.
Thank you very much, Grant. Good morning to you. I'm very impressed that you've all turned up, actually, so well done. Lots to talk about, and I know that we've got a brilliant lineup of guests here today and panelists and people to give thoughts. I think what we want to say is we're going to be optimistic today because we've heard lots of crap, haven't we? Over the last, we've had, how many prime ministers in how many years, and chancellors and housing ministers, and we kind of just want to get some clarity, I think, today about what's going on in the housing market and obviously how it affects you. One of the themes today is interaction. So there was a Slido panel up there. So we've got this, here we go. If you do have the Slido app, we'd really love you to get involved. We've got some brilliant speakers and some panels, and you don't want me asking the questions that you think you could ask better. So get your questions in. I will have an iPad and I'll be able to go through them. And we'll also have a mic going around the room as well. We'll get a conversation going throughout the day. Housing affects everyone, as you well know. You may feel that you're mega busy at this moment in time or slightly concerned about where the market is going. I work on Radio 5 Live and BBC Breakfast, and I'm surrounded by loads of young, talented producers, all of whom are struggling to get on the housing ladder. My sister, who is similar age to me, she's in her mid-40s, she's buying at the moment, and the way the housing market has changed, the way it is for buyers and sellers, is remarkable, I think. I have friends whose parents are estate agents who are mega busy, but thinking, when's the collapse going to come? Is there going to be a collapse? So these are some of the questions and some of the thoughts we want to get out today. We've heard about Rishi Sunak backing off from this 300,000 new homes target and the politics that is playing out. We've got George Osborne here to talk later, who we all know has been in the back door of number 11. That sounds a bit rude, actually. Has been entering number 11, should I say, through the back door to help Jeremy Hunt with his latest statement. But we'll find out from him what exactly he thinks and whether or not he thinks the Conservatives have got it together, whether they really are pioneering or championing conservatism, and what does that mean for the housing market? So we'll drill down with that, and feel free to give him a tough time. Apparently in the briefing he is very, very relaxed, so ask him whatever you want to ask and we will get those questions out. We'll also find out as well about why we should be optimistic going forward, because we've all heard the numbers, inflation, potential recession if we're not already in it now, so what that means. We're going to start off with someone who is going to give you a very optimistic view and kind of, I think, calm our nerves. David Smith, who is, you'll know him, economics editor of the Sunday Times, has been since 1989. He writes a weekly column, leader writer, assistant editor, and a policy advisor as well. He is going to look at the positives. We've got high levels of employment, we're constantly being told. Housing sales transactions, mortgages remaining steady compared to previous recessions, and whether or not inflation is easing and what it means to house prices and ultimately your jobs. Excuse the croaky throat. I lost my voice earlier this week, so if I cough, I apologise. I have lots of vocal zones, so hopefully I won't be coughing in your ears. David's going to take us through this. Then we have a brilliant panel. So if anything David says kind of sparks off a question, get it on Slido. We'll get questions to David and the rest of the panellists straight after David has given his thoughts. But let's give him a very warm welcome, David Smith.